Welcome to the CEO Card Show. I'm your host and coach, Rebecca Nesbitt, and today we're talking all about where to start. Whether you're starting your business, you're diversifying and creating something new, or you're just feeling a little lost in the sauce right now, then this is for you. When you're feeling unsure, it can be really, really challenging to move forwards, especially with so much noise around hustle culture, don't burn out, and this fear of no longer being in balance, if in fact you ever were, and losing your time, losing potentially money in the game. It can feel just too much sometimes. But you have this energy and this intention, this excitement to start. So let's open this show with where the business decisions that have made me the most money have come from. There are two very specific places. And then I'm going to share a tool with you that was shared with me by one of my mentors, Becky. Shout out at Build with Becky. It changed our whole business. Thank you so much. I'm going to share a tool of hers that she taught me with you, and it will help you. It's the lens through which I run everything in my business now to make sure that I'm building the right things in the right sequence. So let's start with the decisions that have made me money in business have come from these two places. The first is market research. If market research is like not your jam, I understand. It can be time consuming and it can be laborious and it's not the sexy side of business. But trust me when I say every business that works has done market research. And the businesses that haven't worked have rarely done enough market research. So if you have an idea or a change that you want to put in place and you're putting it off because you're not sure if it'll work, you don't think it's ready, you're scared to put it out there. You want to create all of the content first and then put it out there. Oh my gosh, please don't do that. There are many reasons why. And if you would like to know them, here are a few. It can be outdated really fast. Like think of watching a 90s movie or like a movie from the 2000s and seeing a flip phone. You know it's an old movie. So if you record everything and then you do something like I changed my hair recently, if you change your hair, people know it's outdated. So they know it's old content. So it starts to age your content, and then people feel like they're getting some old product, they're not getting something new. And that can be really problematic. People can think that they're not getting the newest, the best of you or of your information, which to be fair, to a degree, is potentially accurate. But content ages really, really fast, and be really cognizant of that because people notice and they talk about it. Okay. So just be really cognizant there. And also, you will grow. So you will think different things. And if you have recorded something a really long time ago, and I had a client that did this, she had recorded an entire program and she got to me and I was like, amazing, you already have this program. We'll just like, what have you done to sell the program in the past? Like, we'll either double down or we'll change the system. We'll cut all these things. And she said, I haven't sold it yet. And I thought, but you've got like 8 weeks of content. And she said, yeah, I built it first. And while I understand where that comes from, a lot of it comes from fear. Like we have to have all of the content so people, so it's ready for people, right? But when we do that and it's not got proof of concept, we don't know anyone even wants it, then that's months of work that you've done for something that you don't even know if it makes sense as a process to someone. And then you have to go out and get feedback on it way later and try and remember everything you said. You just can't remember everything that you said. Even if you've written it down, even if you've practiced it a million times, it's like saying, hey, Rebecca, what did you say in a podcast 8 podcasts ago? Or like, what did you say in the show 8 weeks ago? I have no idea. I'd have to go back and look. And then when I look at it, I'll remember, right? But I don't know off the cuff. So we have to be really considerate when we're putting something out there that we don't have to wait until it's finished. We actually don't want it to be finished because we want to create the best product as possible in the least amount of time. So that is my 2 cents on if you're waiting for it to be done. Don't wait for it to be done. Get some beta people in there. It will give you the impetus to finish, and it will give you the information that you need. We ran a program called the Strategic CEO in the CEO Crowd membership. Shout out, shameless plug. We run internal courses and they're live. And I had the concept of that course and had run it in one-to-one sessions to a degree, and then thought, I just need to get out there. And we went through it, and I have so much to improve it for the next round, even though the first round was completely bomb and amazing. There's so much that I can now improve on for the second round that I want to get into that second round like ASAP so that I can get this down because I do believe in the process that we're teaching. So I had to get it out there. And then it was very easy to create the whole thing because every 2 weeks we were coming together and I knew I was going to deliver the next session. There was none of this like, oh, I don't have to do it today. There was intention behind it. There were people counting on it. There were people waiting for it. And that's what you want out of your market research. Okay. So you need confirmation from the market that something is going to work. You need some kind of confirmation from the market. Do not create the whole thing first. Entrepreneurship is just not a case of build it and they will come. Build it while they come. And really practical ways to do this would be, of course, you can just launch a beta idea and say, these are the dates, come along. You can also share your idea in an entrepreneurial group that you trust to get feedback. This is something we see all the time in the CEO crowd. We're always going over offers for people, going through sales pages for people and helping each other out. Shameless plug, but it's true. Find an entrepreneurial group that you trust. If you're using free Facebook groups, just be really specific with, if you're choosing any free group, in fact, be really specific with where you choose. You want to get constructive criticism. You want to get feedback that is delivered with love and that people are not just going to be like ripping into you and then saying that, you know, you need their help and that they can build you the perfect funnel. That's very harmful and I've seen it done and I don't want it to happen to you. So be really conscious of what group you're choosing. Make sure it's a place where you feel safe. You've seen other people do similar things in terms of market research and it's been received well. Another way that you can test out the market is you can just ask your social media audience in a story. It's going to disappear in 24 hours anyway. People are probably not going to remember that you've asked a question about, if we started a membership, would you join? Yes or no? It can be something very simple. It can be a little bit more complex with up to, I believe, 4 poll answers, and you can poll your social media and you can ask them questions and you can get direct feedback very quickly within 24 hours if your idea is like all go. Yes, we want all go 100% of the time. And the other thing you can do is you can actually do very in-depth market research with your ideal client. So maybe you've had a few clients already, you could do some market research with them to see what you could do better and what they're looking for next. Or you can find people who are that ideal client for you and ask if they would be open to market research. This is something that we see a lot in our networking community. So again, shamelessly plugging, but you will know if you've been here for any length of time that the CEO crowd, we do networking events all the time. Every single week, there's an opportunity for you to take part in free networking. And it's something that I have always wanted to do and be able to do for free for people to connect them with the people they need to be connected with. So we have our CEO Coven, if you're like the spiritual vibe entrepreneur. And we also have more structured networking, which is essentially like networking meets coffee chat. And in those rooms, people are always asking for someone to help them with their market research. We have market research that we share with you. If you come to those events and you're looking for market research and you do market research with female entrepreneurs, I share with you directly. I will email you our market research that we did for creating the CEO crowd. So if that's not a reason to come, I don't know what is, because literally it's a place where dreams come true. So you're going to do this market research in depth with your ideal clients so that you know what pain you're solving. Because that is what your business will do. It will solve pain for someone. And that is where a lot of my money has come from. It's this concept of like, I need to solve the pain for people, but I need to know what it is. And I need to know where they want that support and how to position it so that they will come to me and ask me for help. And the second place that my money has come from is knowing what I can commit to and putting myself first. I will always bite off a little bit more than I can chew, that is for sure, right? But I always think about, what does my life look like as this gets easier? So like our first Moon Circle took so long to plan. So long to plan. I had a million ideas and I was trying to condense it. We put way too much into the first session, and that is just accurate. The second, so much easier, so much faster, because I know that I'll learn along the way and I'll get faster. So I think about what does my life look like as this gets easier for me? Right now, it might take a chunk of my time, but in the future, it really won't. And also, I think about what will happen if this scales, which is actually why I stepped back from one to one in the first place. Was I thought if I can give myself more time now, I can allow the membership to scale and then I can decide what I do with my time because I actually wanted more free time. So you are one of the biggest parts of your business at the beginning. That is completely accurate. Consider the customer, yes, but you take priority because you're the one that has to do the work, CEO. It is on you. So now let's look at a tool that will help you decide that. Because I think it's all very well and good for people to say things contextually, but what does that actually look like? Like, can I put my offer through a system that will just tell me the answer? And yes, yes, you can. So let me preface again with over the past year, I have been so fortunate to work with Becky at Build with Becky. She taught me most incredible things about business that I'd never considered, has made our membership something so awesome, genuinely like awe-inspiring. And I have been so grateful for her continued support and friendship. And this decision making tool that I'm sharing with you today, if you love a visual, we have linked it in the description and put in little kind of ideas. This has changed everything about my business and about what I'm willing to take on. So, we're working on this basis of if you have the PDF in front of you, amazing. If you don't, if you're driving, do not get the PDF and we will talk through it. So we're working on this basis of low effort to high effort and low value to high value. So low effort is something that's easy to create. It's not really a drain on your resources. So that could be your finances, your time, your creative energy, whatever it might be. Something that's low effort is genuinely easy and enjoyable to a degree to create. Not that it's not all enjoyable, right? But something that's low effort is like you could do it in a day and it would be done. That's low effort. High effort is something that is more of a challenge to create. It may involve many moving parts or other people, or it may have a significant cost or cost to your time involved. So it's very resource heavy. I would like to think that it is still enjoyable and that we're not doing things in our business that we absolutely hate. Because, like I said, you are the main star of the show in this. So we're looking at things that are low effort to high effort. Whatever you're looking to create, is it low effort or high effort? Is it going to be easy for you to create? You could do it in a day, or is it going to be high effort? Is it going to expect and require a lot of you? And then we're going to think about value. Okay. So low value is something your client doesn't really care for. Like they could take it or leave it. It's maybe a bonus that they're like, oh, that kind of sounds okay. I actually joke about this. One of my previous coaches, Parinaz Shams, shout out Parinaz at Shams Guidance, and she had on her sales page for her one-to-one, we'd had a call about it, and I thought I need to work with her right now. And on her sales page, she said that you would get this Ayurvedic teas bonus. Now, for most people, that's like, oh, that's like a nice bonus. For me, it was literally the tipping point. I was like, yes, I need this Ayurvedic teas bonus. So you never know what can be considered high value to someone. But that's quite a low effort, pretty much low value product. It's kind of a PDF one pager of a tea that you can make that's based in Ayurveda. So it's not something that they don't really care about, but it's something that it's like maybe they'll really care about it. Maybe it'll just be like an extra nice bonus and they'll feel like, oh, that's nice, I got something extra, right? Because you're not doing anything that has no value, it's just low value in comparison to what you could create. So something that your client's like, it's maybe like a big deal, but it's probably not. And low value is also something that you have to do a lot of work for, and you don't actually get much gain out of it. So low value is something that is actually pretty hard for you to create based on what you're going to get out of it, right? So it doesn't mean like low effort, or you don't actually have to put a lot of effort in, you know? Low value is something you actually do have to put a lot of effort in, and it's probably not going to pay off like you want it to. Okay. So this could be, for example, if you have a membership. So we have a membership. This could be pre-recorded courses. People typically don't come to memberships for course content. They come to memberships for community. So having a giant back end program is like a lot of work for you to a degree. And is it something people are going to go through? Maybe 50% of people are going to go through it. I worked with my OG coach. I'm just name dropping this whole time, but my OG coach, Lani Nalu, shout out Lani, changed my life. In her coaching program, and I know she won't mind me saying this because it's the truth and she stands for the truth. In her coaching program, not everyone made it to the end, but everyone freaking stayed to the end and showed up, and they were there every call, and they were there every week, and they were there for years. And it is because they were a part of community, and that meant more to them than even the program that they had purchased. So, for example, in a membership, the back end content that people spend so much time creating, people rarely actually even look at, which is sad because you put a lot of effort into it. But that would be something that is low value, something that your clients like, I could like take it or leave it, and something that you have to do a lot for. And high value would be something that your client would love, like love beyond love. This is such a gift to them. It's a blessing. This is too good to be true. And it's something that you can support with your resources, your time, your money, your team, your energy, and you feel good about it. You don't mind, and you actually may be enjoying the process of putting these resources into that particular thing. So something that would be high value for my clients specifically would be retreats. We have spoken about a CEO Tribe retreat for so long. I know it. We've put it in emails. We've had people email us back about it that aren't even a part of our membership. Like, it is a thing that people want. And it would be extremely high value to both the client and to me. I would thrive in creating a retreat. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that day. So now, how do all these pieces work together? Because if something is low value and high effort, right? Because high effort, like we said, is something that's more of a challenge to create for you, and low value is something that your client doesn't really care about, then what's the point in creating it? Scrap it. Goodbye, Felicia. All right. If something is low effort and low value, it's time to risk manage that situation. Is it actually worth it if it is low effort and it is low value? So this is actually a perfect example, is the Ayurvedic teas that I just spoke about with Parnas. Actually, that was hugely worth it. And she probably risk managed it, and she thought, is this a risk, or is this something that actually I'm going to spend a little bit of time on, and some wild woman down the road may think this is the best thing ever. I must purchase this program because I'm going to get this Ayurvedic teas PDF. It's a place to risk manage, because the thing is, you do too much of that low effort, low value work, and it becomes very much like, and I don't want to take down an entrepreneur, that's never my intention, but somewhere where I felt this low effort, low value was, is it, I can't remember the name of the event. Funnel Builders Live. Funnel Builders Live? It's a Russell Brunston product. He does a live event every year, and with the live event ticket, you got all of the previous replays. And I couldn't make it to the event, but you could watch the event live on your laptop. And I thought, oh, I would really love to attend this. And I think I really wanted to go for the community, like a community of people like me that were building funnels. That would have been really useful. But I just thought there's so much content, I can't possibly get through it all. And it just made it such low value for me that even though the cost was, I think the cost was like $1,000 or something. And I just thought, even though I'm going to get a lot, I don't feel like I've got a lot. So it actually really detracted from me buying that. Now, that's not to say that that's how everyone felt. Everyone is an individual buyer, and this is where you absolutely must know, and this is why your market research is so important. You must know your audience. But dear Lord, like if it is low effort and low value, because that was very much low effort to him. He was recording it the years before anyway, and he just added it as a bonus. Is it worth it? Risk manage that. Is the risk worth it? If something is low effort and it is high value, build it first. This is where you start, because if it's low effort, it's easy for you to create. You enjoy the creation process, you're here for it. It's not a drain on your resources, or it's a place where you can support the drain on the resources. You have the extra time and energy you can put in, you have the extra finances to purchase, the email provider or the website or the community platform, whatever it might be. Build it first. If something is high value and high effort, build it next. So in the decision-making grid that you have access to, like I said, it's in the description, then you can actually see a kind of idea of where I've done this with just 4 really simple products. And I've put them in where for my particular audience and for my life, those things fall. And I would encourage you to do the same, is to really think through the things that you're thinking to create. And this is how you'll decide where to start, because quite often when we don't know where to start, it's because we have so many things. You have so many things that you could do. But where do you start? This is where you start. And that is your decision-making grid. Maybe you've already started, right? And you're looking for support in the journey. You've started, it's hard. You're like, did I do the right thing? You run it through the grid and it's like, yes. And now you're like, oh, I just could use an extra little bit of this excitement and joy and people to support me with the market research and to help me out and to maybe even find some people that they know that could do market research with me because they know my ideal client and I can't seem to find any in my small town, whatever it might be. Then we can help you there. Come along to our next networking event. It's totally free, and get your business out there in a space where networking meets coffee chat. The link is in the description. We have asks for market research all the time. I'm so happy to always run through an offer with people. I think it's really, really valuable. It's something that we've found in our membership. So I'm just shamelessly plugging membership. But in our membership, one of the best parts and the parts that everyone has loved is our onboarding. And I literally take people through the 6 pillars of business and I ask, what are they doing in each area? And wherever they're not doing work, I know they're losing money. And then we pinpoint where they're losing money and then they start making money. It's like magic, but it's actually just a business strategy. If you need someone to run through an offer, please do let me know. Come along to the networking event and say you need support with your offer and we are there for you. And as always, I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been practical. It's one of the most practical I think that I've ever gifted because we've added the PDF. And if you have any questions, please do DM me at the CEO Crowd. And if you are on YouTube, you can feel free to drop a comment. And as I mentioned, if this decision-making grid has been really helpful and powerful in your building community, as much as I think it's important to plug our own businesses and all the things, Build with Becky has been such a gift to work with and has given me such incredible insights. I just wouldn't be the entrepreneur that I am without her support. So I definitely recommend checking her out. Like I said, Instagram at Build with Becky. And in the meantime, before we meet again, I will be over here believing in you.